So usually I have an idea for a video when it comes down to what I want to say, how I want to put my point across. But this, in my opinion, is going to be more of like a solely based opinion video. And a lot of you all wanted to hear this because I put out a poll a couple weeks ago asking what video you all wanted to see, and you all told me you all wanted to see me do the Why I Hate Clowns video, Why I Hate Clown Animatronics. Now, when it comes down to the clown animatronics subject, I cringe a lot, and there's a lot of reasons. So today I wanted to get into this. I have really no planned out ideas of what I'm going to say. I'm just going to kind of speak here from the heart, and just kind of explain why I don't like clowns, or at least clown animatronics. So, we've all known that Hauntformer, one of the most well-known haunters in the Halloween community, being not a big fan of clowns. And he has made really good points, and I didn't think much of it until after I'd seen his first video regarding clowns, and it made me understand that, yeah, this is a problem. And to first start off, I wanted to talk about the reason why I think clown animatronics are horrible. So, when it comes down to why I think clown animatronics are horrible, it's because of the fact that they are so overused now. And sadly, the only main distributor of clowns is SVI. SVI has been very well known for their clown animatronics. And will I give credit where credit is due? Yes. Every clown animatronic has always been very unique and diverse in what they look like, how they appear, I guess you could say what they say. However, that doesn't erase the fact that most animatronic clowns nowadays have the same voice, the same movements, and the same kind of feel to them.
I just ooze with spirit. I also ooze with all kinds of toxic stuff too. Roses are red, violets are blue. You'd better hide, or I'm gonna catch you.
Peek-a-boo! I just love that game, particularly with crying little babies. The pride of boys and girls. Who's next?
And when I say feel, I mean the patterns, while they may be different colors, it just feels like every clown has the same kind of pattern, same kind of outfit when it comes down to, you know, how it looks. And I think clowns are just so overused now when it comes down to this, because every year it feels like we get a clown. And, you know, I understand people think clowns are creepy, but, you know, there are a lot more creepier options out there, in my opinion, when it comes down to Halloween, other than clowns. Now, I know we went through the zombie phase back in the early 2000s. And if you're my age, you would understand that. But at the same time, there are just so many different kinds of clowns, all made by SVI for the most part. And I'm saying that twice because I don't want anybody assuming that I just think SVI is making clowns only. But my issue with them is that they all sound the same. it's the same voice actor every time. I think the only two clowns I have seen that have different voices thus far, from what I can think of off the top of my head, and you all are more than welcome to comment in the comment section below. But when it comes down to clowns, Punchy and I believe it was Waving Wally all had different sounding voices. But every other clown past that has all had similar voices. Whether that be Wacky Mole or Nozzles or Crouchy, etc. There has always been the same kind of sounding voice or sound in what they say, what they do. And the voice is just getting on my nerves because it feels like all I hear is the same voice every year.
I just ooze with spirits. I also ooze with all kinds of toxic stuff too.
And when it comes down to the appearances, while they are all very, very different in a lot of ways, they all have the same feeling to them. You know, it just they all feel mutated. They all feel like they're just a monster clown, and it's just lost its effect on me. And maybe it's lost its effect on a lot of others. And if you're a clown collector, I'm glad you can still find joy in that. But to me, while they all had different appearances, it just feels like the SVI clowns are all the same. Like they all feel the same when it comes to the atmosphere that they bring to the table. And, you know, it just doesn't feel right to me. Now, again, I will give credit where credit is due. They did a good job with Waving Wally because he is the only clown that didn't move back and forth, left to right, and maybe move an arm up or down. Henry Hustle was also another one, but his voice was very similar to other SVI clowns.
Remember this car. It'll be the last thing you'll ever see.
Especially when the head popped up and you saw the mutated monster head come out from underneath the clown one. It was the same voice as like Nozzles and Crouchy, etc. But Waving Wally, they had a whole different kind of apparel, and honestly, kind of the way the voice, the guy who plays in the black phone was, that's kind of how the voice sounded to me, and I kind of like that. It kind of sounded more psychotic. He looked more human, and he felt more creepy and eerie to me.
Everybody has good childhood memories of the carnival. Follow me. I promise we will give you some new memories you will never forget.
Punchy was only unique because of the fact that he had a different voice, obviously. They didn't have that deep growl kind of voice the way SVI clowns do, and I thought that it was a refreshing take on clowns. You know, the mask was, I loved the glow-in-the-dark mask. I loved the awesome lights and the ball inflatable system that he had going. The only thing I just didn't like was the sayings, because I felt like he was more for a jump scare prop, but it's almost like they just decided to go with a moving kind of mechanism for him instead. So it was in some ways kind of a letdown, but in other ways not. I really did end up kind of liking Punchy because of the fact that he just felt different. Now, the one clown that I actually really enjoyed, and maybe again I am biased because it's made by Jimmy, but the Jimmy Scary Clown was a very refreshing take on the clowns during Halloween, and I actually bought the clown. And I bought the clown because I loved the appearance. The appearance did not look like a typical SVI clown. It felt it felt traditional. It felt like a true traditional scary clown. He wasn't too mutated. He was very human looking. The hair was a whole different new look to him. And I know a lot of people thought that he was very goofy looking, but you know, clowns are supposed to be goofy. That's the whole point of the clown, is that they're supposed to be goofy, they're supposed to be silly, and I liked that. While his movements weren't perfect, at least he didn't move side to side. But the biggest thing I loved about the Jimmy Clown, or the Scary Clown from Lowe's this year, was the voice.
That's it. Tell the hostess I've got something for you, and it's not a balloon. We'll see who has the last laugh.
voice was so perfect. It was an original audio that was finally released on a full valid Jimmy prop sold in stores, and it sounded more like the Joker. Now, if I hear a clown, I want to hear more of like a Joker sounding voice in the clown instead of having to hear these deep, raspy voices that just don't sound right
I just ooze with spirit.
to me. And even, Possessed Pumpkin had the same voice that many of the clowns did, and it just didn't compute with me. And to me, these clowns just every year have the same feeling, the same voice, the same functions. It's all just under a different mold, I guess you could say, with different clothes. Now, again, SVI is really good at making these clowns, and I'm shocked they've been able to keep it up as long as they have. But every design is definitely different, but the feeling to all of them feel the same, especially with the fact that the voice actor is the same. The way that they kind of just look physically are all kind of the same, with the mutated monster clown kind of look. It's just very overused, and it just feels like every year we see them time and time again. And the way Hotformer put it was that all they do is talk. Clowns do nothing but talk now, instead of doing something unique or something different. All clowns do are just, they talk. They talk. And I get tired of hearing talking animatronics. I'd rather see something better, like a cool life-size jump scare clown prop, or something that involves more movement besides just moving back and forth and constantly talking about what the clown's gonna do to you, or hey, why the clown is doing this, or something like that. It's just weird to me. And I just personally have never been able to get over the fact that these clowns are all feeling the same. And it's felt like the past 10 years that's all we've been getting, especially when it comes down to Spirit Halloween, one of the biggest franchises in the Halloween community that we all know and love. They constantly dispense clowns. And the themes every year have a clown in it. And what's annoying about it is that there's always a clown in like a pirate ship kind of theme, or like a backwoods kind of theme, or a bayou kind of theme, like a swamp bayou. You would never find a clown in any of these places. You would never see a clown in any of these places. And the past one we had was in the Mad Scientist Lab, which was, the Dr. Illume, the Dr. Illume theme laboratory that was really awesome. But, and Nozzles and Young Crouchy made kind of a little bit of sense, but like, I would never imagine seeing just a clown in general in a science lab. I would think more mutated monsters or other things like that. A lot of the themes now are just themes, and then they just pick a bunch of different animatronics just to fill the places, instead of going with like a nice themed kind of animatronic set along with the background theme for the year. Instead, like I mentioned, we get clowns in pirate ships, we get clowns in swamps, we get clowns in backwoods. You don't see clowns like that. You would see clowns at a circus, a carnival, something like that, more so in their own atmosphere. Now, I would love to see, more creativity come from these companies, instead of having the constant same voice, the same movements, same feeling, everything like that. All I just want to see is something different, and all I want to see is something new. If we could just take a break from the clowns, I feel like my brain would refresh finally. But I'm just so over the clowns. They don't even scare me anymore. I don't even really turn to them anymore to look at them, because they're just so overdone at this point. But again, it is just my opinion, and it is just my ideas onto why I don't like clowns personally. But if you do like clowns, that's completely fine. It does not mean, because I say what I say, it should affect how you feel about clowns. But I think we all have to agree, we do see clowns every year. Now, whether or not you love clowns or not, that's up to you. Personally, me, I just don't enjoy seeing them all the time. And I would just like to take a break from them and start seeing more creativity come back to the companies instead of constantly implementing clowns into every year in hopes that they'll sell. And they do sell, but it would be awesome just to start seeing new things. But anyways, you all, I hope you all enjoyed this, I guess, kind of opinion video. I'm going to be making many more polls for you all to be able to vote on, so that way you all can kind of tell me what you all want to start seeing now that I can finally do it. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for Jimmy Bones, what these polls will do for the community that I'm trying to address and talk to. But without any further ado, you all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to cut the video here. I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. I always try to upload weekly, never try to disappoint you all. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This is Jimmy Bones signing off. I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.
Drop.